This week on Wildcat News, we attend Fine Arts Week.
We meet the sports medicine class.
And we follow a club to the state fair.
All these stories and more coming up because Wildcat News starts now.
Good morning, West Johnston. I'm Landry Connors.
And I'm Mason Butcher.
The Fine Arts Department put on a sequence of shows to celebrate the Week of the Arts. Miranda Bean reports.
Last week, all fine arts classes participated in the Week of the Arts. It began on Tuesday with a performance from Chorus called On Broadway. On Thursday night, dance performed pieces based off of global awareness topics. And on Friday, band performed the Of Spooks and Strings show. Junior Tyler Henry and senior Sydney Beasley share why the week was special to them.
The song I sang, You Will Be Found from Dear Evan Hansen, it just has like a very big meaning to me. So my song was kind of about whenever you're feeling lost or down and you just feel like no one's really listening to you. In the end, there's always someone listening, always someone out there.
It's my first show of my last year here at West Johnston, and it was just really fun to play Fantasia. We played Fantasia my sophomore year as well, and it was just really fun to do that again.
Junior MICHAELA Altman believes Fine Arts Week is significant.
Fine Arts Week is really important, just to bring awareness that, fine arts is important, and it challenges students to be creative and to challenge themselves. And I think a lot of people don't think that fine arts is very, important in schools, but I definitely do think it is, and I think that we need more of it.
Altman shares the difficulties of choreographing her own dance.
Being able to create my own piece was really fun, but again, really challenging because I had to do it on a whole group. I think there were 12 people in the dance, and I had never choreographed on a big group like that before. So there were definitely stressful times, especially with the time crunch that we had, and we only got to practice each dance one day a week. So that was crazy.
Henry encourages shy performers and shares what he's learned.
Honestly, even though whenever you feel alone in the performing industry, there's always just someone out there to help you, because you want to be independent, but then whenever something goes wrong, you know that someone else has your back.
Altman and Beasley reflect on the experience.
Performing in the dance shows are always really fun, but they can be kind of stressful, especially if you're in like the higher level dance classes. Like I was in advanced dance this year, so I had 6 different dances, so that can be kind of stressful and kind of challenging each time, especially with having like quick changes and things like that. But overall, it's a really fun performance.
We make a lot of good memories together. Like everybody in the band is just like a family. Like marching band family, concert band family, it's all the same. And it's just really fun getting to make music with all these people that I love.
I'm Miranda Bean, Wildcat News.
Now it's over to Grayson Betts with the rundown.
I'm Grayson Betts and welcome to the Rundown. Here's the last week's scores. Last Monday, varsity soccer won 4-0 against Cleveland. Wednesday, varsity soccer won 1-0 against Clayton, and varsity volleyball lost 3-1 against Clayton. Friday, varsity football lost 30-20 against East Wake. Not for the game of the week.
Last Monday, the men's soccer team hosted the Cleveland Rams for senior night. Chris Mendoza shakes the Ram defender to get the ball downfield. Austin Russell makes a defensive play to get the save. Samuel Langness assists Chris Mendoza for the goal to put the Wildcats on the board. Austin Russell scores a penalty kick. Mason Adamoff scores off the assist from John Tellez. Come on, Mason! The Wildcats won 4-0.
The sports medicine class has evolved over the years. Allison Wade reports.
Down on the field or in the classroom, sports medicine students are constantly learning about the human body and its functions. Athletic Director Joshua Plisco explains exactly what his students are learning.
Sports Medicine 1, we work on the lower body. The upper body gets a little complex, so we start at the ankle, work up to the hip in the first portion of the class, which is a semester long. The second portion of the class, Sports Med 2, we work from the hip up to the head, and we really dive and spend a lot of time on the shoulder. Other than that, you'll be doing observation hours at other athletic events. It's part of your grade. And we also, work on some taping, first aid.
Junior Luke Markuson shares the significance sports medicine has in his life as a student athlete.
As a baseball player, learning all the different arm injuries and things that go along with shoulders and elbows, I've had injuries myself coming up, and to really understand the process of how I'm injured and how to prevent it, along with if I am injured, how to treat it, has really helped me to really understand what to expect when going through the sport myself.
Plisko talks about how sports medicine is different from other classes and the responsibility it requires.
You're going to go in, we'll do our work. You're going to be inside a classroom, outside a classroom, probably about just as much. You might be down on the fields getting ready for games one day. You might be in the upper training room in the gym taping one day. The next day you might be down in the field house getting ice bags ready, or it's a really hot day, so we got to get ice out and get ready for the athletes. And then, the other day you might be in the computer lab doing, working on a project.
Markuson shares how helping out during games is a fun learning experience.
I like working football games and volleyball games for sports med, because just to be down there on the sideline, I'm not really in the game myself, but I feel like I'm really contributing whenever someone cramps up or tightens up and I'm stretching them out, or they have an ankle injury and I wrap their ankle up and they're able to go back in. I really feel myself out there.
Markuson says that sports medicine can help anyone learn more about their body.
I would recommend it to underclassmen to take it even if you're not an athlete, because I feel like understanding the body itself, because I don't plan on going into a medical profession, but to be able to understand the aspects of our body and how it works and how it can be injured and how to prevent that, I feel like is a good thing to know, even if you don't want to go into a profession for it.
I'm Allison Wade, Wildcat News.
Thanks, Allison. Tonight and tomorrow, men's soccer plays in the GNCR tournament, and Friday, football is away. I'm Grayson Betts, and that's your week's rundown.
Thanks, Grayson. The fair was back in town last week, and Caroline Carlson sat down with students to find out their favorite part.
What's your favorite part about the fair?
My favorite part about the fair is the Ferris wheel, the food, the candy, all the rides and games and stuff. And
everyone likes the food or the rides, but I go for the girls. That's the reason I got to the state fair. There be a lot of cute girls at the state fair, so I got to go ahead and pull up. Just the pageantry of the event, the food and stuff, like chicken legs and all that, the funnel cakes, all that stuff is good. I mean, I'm afraid of heights, so, I don't ride the rides, but the other stuff is pretty good. You just walk around, just have fun.
I really like the swings because they go really high, and probably the cotton candy. My favorite part about the fair would be the games, because I don't trust the rides because things put up in one day scare me.
I like the food. I mean, the rides I don't really trust because they be breaking all the time, and that's about it.
My favorite part about the fair are all the different rides that they have and all the different kinds of foods that they have and all the different kinds of people that are there.
Thanks, Caroline. The Joco Teen Drivers attended the state fair last week and volunteered to help promote safe driving.
Last Thursday, October 18th, the Joco Teen Drivers went to the state fair to volunteer at Safety City. Junior Jack SCHWEIZER is a part of the club and enjoyed the many activities this exhibit had to offer.
We were able to use drunk goggles and feel the effects of alcohol on our body. We also had a driving simulation which showed what could happen if you had one too many drinks behind the wheel. They also had a wheel we could win prizes and spread the word about the Click It or Take It campaign.
Junior Ashley Godwin is a member of Joco Teen Drivers and believes the driving simulation taught her a lot about the dangers of driving while under the influence.
I think the simulation was a better representation because you really, you were actually behind the wheel and you can see how much harder it is to actually drive than just walking.
Safety City had an impact on SCHWEIZER, and he believes it will have an effect on his classmates as well.
I learned a lot of information that I'll be able to spread with my school and fellow peers. I learned that you shouldn't take alcohol and drugs lightly. It's a serious problem that affects many people, and kids have died from this.
Godwin would like to visit more events like this one.
We learned about some more field trips that we can go on to gain more experience about the effects of drinking and driving and texting and driving. And I think just overall it opened our eyes more about the effects of alcohol.
Well, that's all for us this week. If you have any comments, questions, or story leads, email us at wjstudentmedia@gmail.com or send us a tweet at wjstudentmedia.
If you want to watch Wildcat News at home, on the go, or catch up on past episodes, go to wjstudentmedia.com or subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Mason Butcher.
And I'm Landry Connors. Thanks for watching and have a great week.